In Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, Gotham City is on the brink of chaos. A city filled with corruption, criminal empires, and terror. But beneath the surface, the film is much more than a superhero narrative. It's a philosophical exploration of human nature, morality, and control. Through characters like Bruce Wayne, Harvey Dent, and the Joker, The Dark Knight serves as a modern representation of Stoic philosophy. It's a film about how we respond to adversity, how we maintain control in a world gone mad, and how virtue can be the only constant in a chaotic world. Welcome to today's video. In this video essay, we're going to look at The Dark Knight through the lens of Stoic philosophy, a school of thought that teaches us how to remain virtuous, calm, and rational in the face of external chaos. Through Bruce Wayne's stoic perseverance, Harvey Dent's tragic fall, and the Joker's embodiment of chaos, we'll uncover how the ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus can be found in Gotham City's darkest moments. In Stoic philosophy, the most important goal in life is to live in accordance with virtue. The Stoics believe that the key to a fulfilling life lies not in seeking pleasure, fame, or material wealth, but in acting in line with virtue, regardless of external circumstances. Bruce Wayne, in The Dark Knight, embodies this ideal. Bruce Wayne's character is driven by a sense of duty, not by a desire for recognition or reward. He dedicates himself to the protection of Gotham City, even when his personal happiness and public image are sacrificed. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, emphasize that we must act with integrity and focus on what is within our control. Bruce doesn't control Gotham's love for Batman, nor does he expect to be praised for his actions. In fact, he expects the opposite: misunderstanding, rejection, and disdain. Bruce's decision to don the bat suit isn't motivated by a desire to be a hero or gain power. Instead, it's rooted in a deep sense of moral duty, something Stoics would call duty to the common good. In the face of overwhelming challenges, Bruce demonstrates the Stoic concept of prohairesis, the idea that we can control our own actions and choices, but not the outcomes or opinions of others. His decision to accept the consequences of a lie to preserve Gotham's hope demonstrates the Stoic belief in prioritizing the collective good over personal glory. Like a true Stoic, Bruce chooses to act virtuously, even if it means becoming the villain in the eyes of those he's sworn to protect. His sacrifice is rooted in the Stoic understanding that what truly matters is living in accordance with virtue, not how we're perceived. Harvey Dent's tragic transformation from Gotham's White Knight to the vengeful Two-Face provides a stark contrast to Bruce's stoic resolve. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the events that happen to us, but we can control our reaction to them. Harvey's story is a tragic illustration of what happens when we lose that control. At the start of the film, Dent embodies Gotham's hope for justice. He's a man of principle, driven by a desire to cleanse Gotham of corruption. But when tragedy strikes and he loses Rachel, Dent is consumed by grief and vengeance. He begins to flip a coin to determine people's fates, abandoning his moral compass entirely. In doing so, he loses his grip on the Stoic principle of prohairesis, allowing his emotions to dictate his actions.
This is a democracy, Harvey.
When their enemies were at the gates, the Romans would suspend democracy and appoint one man to protect the city. And it wasn't considered an honor, it was considered a public service.
Harvey, the last man that they appointed to protect the Republic was named Caesar, and he never gave up his power.
Okay, fine. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
In Stoic philosophy, one of the key ideas is that while we cannot control external events, we must always control our response to them. Harvey Dent, however, does the opposite. He allows his suffering to transform him. Instead of accepting Rachel's death as something beyond his control, he lets anger consume him. The Stoics would say that this failure to master his emotions is what leads him to destruction. Dent's reliance on chance, the coin flip, is a rejection of personal responsibility and control. In Stoicism, virtue is something we cultivate internally, regardless of fate. By letting chance dictate his decisions, Dent abandons the very thing that made him Gotham's White Knight, his ability to choose justice. His downfall is a powerful reminder of what happens when we allow external circumstances to take control of our inner selves. Then we have the Joker, the ultimate agent of chaos. If Bruce Wayne represents the Stoic ideal of virtue and control, the Joker represents the complete opposite: nihilism, disorder, and the rejection of all values. His character is a philosophical challenge to Stoicism, an embodiment of the unpredictability and chaos that Stoicism teaches us to confront without losing ourselves. The Joker's entire philosophy is based on the idea that life is meaningless, that there's no inherent value to anything, and that people's moral codes are just fragile facades. He thrives on breaking people, showing them how quickly their sense of control and order can unravel.
Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
In Stoic terms, he's the embodiment of the external forces that we cannot control: chaos, unpredictability, and destruction. The Stoic challenge in The Dark Knight is how Bruce Wayne, how any of us, can maintain control and virtue when faced with someone like the Joker. The Joker constantly tempts Bruce to abandon his moral code, to act out of anger and despair. But the Stoics teach us that no matter how chaotic or unjust the world becomes, we must remain virtuous and in control of our actions. That's the real battle Bruce fights in this film, not just against the Joker, but against the temptation to abandon his principles in the face of chaos. Through it all, Bruce's steadfastness is what defines him as a Stoic hero. He refuses to kill the Joker, refuses to give in to the nihilism that the Joker represents. He stays true to his principles, even when it seems like everything around him is falling apart. In The Dark Knight, we see the eternal struggle between order and chaos, virtue and vice, control and despair. Through Bruce Wayne's unwavering sense of duty, Harvey Dent's tragic fall, and the Joker's anarchic worldview, the film illustrates key Stoic ideas. The importance of maintaining control over our own actions, the necessity of living in accordance with virtue, and the inevitability of external chaos. But the film also leaves us with an important question: how do we respond when everything seems to be falling apart? For the Stoics, the answer is clear: we must focus on what we can control: our choices, our actions, our sense of virtue. And that, more than anything, is what makes Batman a truly Stoic hero. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Dark Knight and Stoic philosophy, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on the philosophical ideas behind your favorite films. Drop a comment below about your thoughts on Stoicism and Batman. Until next time, remember, stay strong, stay virtuous, and stay in control.